far enough away that wasn't.
Wait, people are reading our stuff now?
They actually pay attention to what I say. They pay attention to what I say. What?
Man, I want to know about. Next thing you know, I'll be changing the outcome of games with my.
There's Jay Drew being the voice of reason.
People say that to me. They're like, "You shouldn't rate that. You might get the other team fired." So like it even matters what I write.
If the other team doesn't already know this.
If I've ever written anything that's influenced the outcome of that,
You're going to Vegas. You're going to
Vegas.
That third quarter was almost.
You're going to put big money on it. Put your mortgage on it and call it good.
Coaches in there, coaches. Well, let's read what the locals had to say to us today. See what we can do.
Do I believe that programs in the country read like these stories that are written because they're looking for?
He's trying to be a little quarterback.
Hey, intern, guess what you're doing today? You're gonna go look at the Salt Lake Tribune, the Deseret News, and the Daily Herald, and when everything's got
He's trying to be. I believe they'll read my stories, but that is
Well, if you stop saying,
yeah, we're gonna make this guy run quarterback. It's a long.
here, guys. I wrote this. I want you guys to know about it.
here's an email list.
Tonga was pushing to the front line.
Hey, I got a Fuji out of my income, son.
Dear Kevin Summer.
I need to do that too. When you're paying by the click, you do anything.
Dear Justin Wilcox, I have the inside
As
intel.
long as you draw the line, I'm knocking on your door.
I would never do that before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or after 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's rude.
After 2 o'clock.
Interrupt their dinner.
He grabbed the guy.
Come on. Who do you think? What kind of a savage do you think I
Yeah,
am?
they should. Yeah, that was
Uncultured
Peter.
swine here?
It was.
Serious?
Fresh up, fresh off the
There's nothing new to be excited
Dang it.
about.
We didn't change it last week.
I know, you just change the
I just hit
logos.
copy. I just copy and paste everything.
Change the logos for Cal and then send it off.
Wait, Kenny, why is Bo Hodge listed as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, just calling you guys.
All right, guys, how you doing? All right, on to week 2. So, I'll take any questions you guys got.
After going over the film, anything kind of stand out you want to say that you maybe didn't after the game? As far as
I think after the game is kind of. I think you hit on the points that we need to improve on, and the film confirmed it. But yeah, not a lot of surprises. I mean, I think there's a lot of things to improve on. I don't know if I can narrow it down to 1 or 2 things. There's probably a bunch of stuff that we can do differently and better on offense, defense, and special teams. But yeah, it's a good opportunity, good learning moment for us, and the fact that we got a win is a huge positive.
Looking at Cal's defense, especially in their season opener against North Carolina, what do you expect to see most from the Bears on that side of the ball?
Well, I mean, I'm familiar with Coach Wilcox and what he does as a defense, and a lot of good things that we saw. But you know, it's a different opponent, so we'll have to scout them and see where we match up and where we think we can get have some success. But they'll be ready. Their assignment sound. They're tough and played really well last week, so it'll be a good challenge for us, and we're excited for it.
Is there any added benefit to the first game in terms of getting guys extra confidence going through the rest of the season?
Yeah, but I mean, the Cal has the same thing, you know. So all the hard work paid off, but that means that we're just barely getting started with the work too. So the goal is to work harder this week and get us in a position that we can be 2-0. That's what we're trying to get done. So we're really excited to move on from this game, and there's some things we can learn on, but we got to move on and get ready for Cal. And just really pleased with the guys' effort. I thought they played hard, and that would give us a good chance to keep putting forth that effort.
How gratifying was it to see so many guys contributing on the offensive side, catching passes and running the ball, just making contributions?
Oh yeah, the team guys, you know, that they care about the team, and I was, like I said, I've been really happy with the blocking down the field. It's not just guys looking to get the ball all the time. They understand their role, and I thought you know, Tanner did a great job of dishing the ball out and handing off the jet sweeps and being able to see any checks that he needed to make along the way. So it went really well, executed well, didn't turn the ball over. On the other side of things, defense needed to turn the ball over, and we had opportunities, didn't get them, didn't capitalize on them. So looking for an opportunity to make big plays and get some turnovers, hopefully this week. And but I think as far as the assignment sound, I love the way they played. We had a lot of guys on the field. We rotated quite a few guys on defense and on offense. So it was just nice that they all relished their roles and they love being part of the team.
Squally had a very productive outing for you guys against Arizona. 98 yards, 3 touchdowns, over 20 carries. Is that kind of what you envisioned, the type of role him taking on in the backfield as a senior?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he's played a lot of football, you know, so he's a senior and he's, you know, he got to learn from Jamal, you know, for a couple of years. So I think Squally's in a position now where he's really doing a good job of leading the position group. And you see the things that he does setting up with Lopini and everything. But I've been really impressed with Squally, the little things, the pass protection, the blitz pickup that he had. He had opportunities to pick up on blitzes and pass pro and did a great job at it. So he's doing a great job. He caught a couple balls. He's doing a good job right now, and we'll just continue on that. But Squally, we knew he could do this last year, and he's worked hard this year, and you know, our offense really trusts him.
Jeff Graham's talked in the show this morning about how at a 3rd and short or on a short yardage play, he actually asked Squally, what play do you want to run? Squally said run, and that's the one he called. How much do the players have just as far as decision making, as far as those types of decisions? How much do you put on them or have them give input and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're part of the team. They see things differently, and I think the coaches prepared them well. And I think, you know, on both sides of the ball and even on special teams, we look at different things that they see from their perspective. They're the ones out there going through the matchups and up at the line of scrimmage. So we'll listen to the O-line. I mean, if you ask the O-line, they want to run every play. So, you know, you have to be careful what you ask for there. But I think Squally is just more of the type of run that he wants to see. So, you know, I think that's perfectly fine. Gives him a little bit of empowers him for this team and lets him be a little bit more thoughtful, even going into the week in the preparation, being able to scout the opponent.
10 different receivers caught a pass for you guys against Arizona. What was that saying about where the offense has progressed to this point?
I don't know. I think that we still had some plays that we could have made. I mean, that's things we can work on. But you know, there was a couple things here and there, whether the route wasn't run correctly or the ball wasn't delivered on time or in the right spot. But that's stuff we can easily fix. You know, so I think that's kind of the offense that we have to have. We just can't just lean on one guy the entire game. And even Squally couldn't run every play. You know, we brought in Lopini in there to mix it up a little bit. And then with all that and the outside runs with our receivers, I can't remember how many ran our jet sweeps, but there's quite a few of them. So that's, you know, we spread the wealth a little bit.
Is the offensive line's performance what you expected from them in that game, or was it above and beyond what you expected?
It's what we expected. I mean, I don't know. There's going to be different matchups every week, you know, and so we think I've said it before, we think that should be a strength for us and gives us a better chance to win if we can own the line of scrimmage, and that's on both sides. And every week I'll probably say the same thing. So if we own the line of scrimmage, then I should be here smiling every week.
What five tight ends played on Saturday? Is that going to be something that continues moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think they can do a lot of different things, and we have a lot of guys that are versatile and can block and can run routes, and so yeah, we'll see a good mixture of them.
For new players that are joining this week with school starting, is there an acclimation period, and is it reasonable to expect maybe contributions for those guys this week or in the near future?
Yeah, you'll see that. And then we have some guys returning from injury as well. I mean, unfortunately, I think Bo Tanner had an injury last week in practice and couldn't play this week last weekend. So we think he's going to be 100% this week. So guys like that, and there's others that we're hoping to get involved in the game plan. It all depends on how much that they are prepared for the game and how much they fit into our scheme.
As far as the defensive backs go, they really seem to think they could just throw the ball deep, or at least that, you know, they took an awful lot of shots one-on-one on guys. Talk about how you felt like your cornerbacks and safeties when they were matched up, how they handled that pressure.
We had 3 personal, pass interference, so I wasn't too great. I wasn't that pleased with it, I think, but we had to clean that up. There's a couple of them that were definitely good calls. I'm probably going to complain about every call that goes up that's not in our favor, but they're in good position. It wasn't blown coverages. They just need to execute technique better, have their eyes in the right spot, and I think they'll be fine. We brought these corners and these DBs in to cover, and then when the time comes for them to possibly pressure and get sacks, but also to make tackles in the run game. So, we'll probably see a lot more of that, and that's okay. I'd like to see these guys come down with more picks and more opportunities to make big plays. So that's why we brought these corners in. I was pleased with the young guys that got in. Had a lot of young players contribute in this win, and that's good for us. And I think we're going to keep adding more of the young guys as we go along.
First time in about 10.5 months, Troy Warner played. What were your thoughts on his return back?
Yeah, it looked good. I think it was a good rotation with him and Diane and Austin, and so we'll see how that continues. But coming off of the scrimmages, I was really pleased with him as well. So I think he's going to be just fine.
What is it about the jet sweep that makes it so hard to defend?
You have a lot of fast guys in space, and so it's like an extension of the bubble screen, quick throws out there. It's just easier to hand the ball off and get out there. But for us, it's a good way to spread the ball out.
Yeah, one sack. But maybe it's a special case because you're trying to contain Tate so much. What did you feel about the pass rush with your front four?
Yeah, the pass rush was a little bit different this week. We were more concerned with his running ability and the RPOs that they do, So I think it'll vary every week. It depends. We've got 1 sack, but I think we disrupted the quarterback enough, got in his throwing lane. And we used Corbin as a spy, and a lot of people would wonder why you want to use a 6'9", 280-pounder as a spy. Well, that's why he's long and gets in the way, and he covers a lot of ground. And then his backup was his little brother, who's only 6'7", but is also long and can get in the way. So probably not your typical spies. Maybe you have to rename that, but it's good to have a giant out there following Khalil around, and it helped us out. And, we did a lot of different things scheme-wise to help us out, but our speed guys in position, like Sione and Zane, in positions to take away his run game, and I think it worked out. But we'll see what happens this week. It's a different beast, but really pleased with the game plan that our coaches had in all 3 phases. And now we just pat ourselves in the back. We're done. Now let's get going to the next week.
You said you're familiar with Will Cox.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect from Cal this week and overall?
Oh, they'll be ready to play. They're coming off of a big win, and so I think they're excited. They have a really effective offense. I know a lot of coaches on that staff, and so they'll be ready, and it'll be a fun game. So we're looking to prepare this week and get ready for their best shot and see what happens Saturday night.
You've talked before about how you like being aggressive and don't mind going for it on 4th down and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance the idea of going for the jugular or trying to put the game away offensively versus being a little more conservative and maybe relying on the defense? Because there was an opportunity in the Arizona game, the 4th and 3, he went for it, didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you kind of have to balance that in those type of situations.
Not really. You just go for it every time. Yeah. I was close to going for it. It was like 4th and half a foot, but it was, I had all the guys in their headphones tell me not to do it. So I listen. I'm not like so stubborn that I think I can just. It's not like Tecmo Bowl or Madden to me. There's a little bit of thought into it, but we took some shots even on defense and pressured a little bit. Just didn't work out well, and Khalil exposed us on some of those pressures, and kind of had to reel back a little bit. We went with some coverages, and then they hurt us in the run game, and then just had to go back to what got us success in the first half and the first 3 quarters, and I think that's something that we could look at to do differently. As a head coach, though, 4th down, it's another down for us to make a play, and so, yeah, I think the one on the goal line wasn't even a question to me, but I don't know. I think I have a lot of trust in our players, and if you ask them, they want to go for it. Even Squally on that one, I can't remember when it was, but it was like it was on the other side of the, yeah, and he was really close, and he's like, Coach, let's go, and I'm probably the wrong guy to ask, but I was really close to doing it. But yeah, I have a lot of trust in our players. I have a lot of trust in the preparation of our coaches, and if I feel like it's a good risk, then we'll do it.
How much easier is it to make that decision when the offensive line is blocking the way they are?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's like the any mistake could happen. You know, you just look at all the probabilities, but if I have a lot of trust in those guys, we'll just, you know, what's the worst that could happen?
How important is Saturday's game in terms of reestablishing that home field advantage that BYU had before last season?
Oh, it's another game. I don't really care about last season. We care about this week, right now, the work that we're going to get done. You know, none of that last year factored into the preparation from January to now. So we're going to get ready. We won the game. We're happy, but now we're right back to work. You know, this is a good holiday for everybody else, but not for us. We're right back to work. Our players are ready to work. They're ready to work out today and have a good practice. And yeah, all we can focus on is trying to get this one, and it starts with the preparation today. And I think that will give us our confidence going into Saturday.
Last couple of questions.
Another Pac-12 team coming in. Is there any similarities personnel-wise with Cal compared to Arizona?
Yeah, athletic, and I mean they have some speed. A lot of similarities. I think they have different strengths. They're really deep at the running back position. You know, they run the ball really well, and so it'll be a good challenge for us on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. So yeah, it's a good challenge, and I expect our guys to be ready. Have our coaches get the right scheme so that they can have success on the field.
They played 3 quarterbacks last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
How tough is it to prepare, potentially face 3 different guys taking snaps?
That's all part of the preparation. Yeah, we'll look at it, and we'll prepare for all 3 and prepare for anybody else that needs to be on the field. But you know, there's a lot of things happen in that first game. It's going to be harder, right? So it was hard to go 1-0. It's going to be hard to go 2-0. We expect that, and so we're going to have to put forth the work. And they know a lot about what we do on offense now. When there's a lot of questions, we know what they do, and so now we'll move on to the next phase. And that means, you know, now that we're 1-0, it's going to be hard for both teams to go 2-0. And so we're going to enjoy it and relish the hard work that's about to come to us this week.
Anything else?
All right, guys. Thank you.
We're working today too.
Yeah, I know. I tried to get you guys to come to noon so you guys can have the rest of the day off.
Appreciate that.
Ernie doesn't do that type of manual labor.
Start. You got the mic. Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Good weekend?
Yeah, very relaxing weekend. Yeah, after Saturday, of course.
How big was that a win for you guys to get off the season like that relative to what you experienced last year?
Yeah, you know, that's what we wanted. I mean, we've worked so hard for that first win. When you have a team that's doing 600 up downs because it's a punishment and you have to run stadiums right after, it's tough and it's a grind, and we're just thankful that all of our hard work paid off, and the energy right now for the team is at a high right now. So we just hope to continue the wins rolling.
You guys put forth about as perfect of a third quarter as you could script. What led up to that? Did you see that coming from both sides?
No, you don't. I mean, when you're going up against a Heisman candidate like Khalil Tate, you expect him to make some plays, but everyone just did their assignment. When you have a guy who's 6'10" and takes 2 steps to cover 30 yards, I mean, he can do pretty well when he's a spy technique, right? So we all just did our assignment, played our game, and we were able to do well that third quarter.
When you mentioned a second ago that just how all the offseason, all the hard work paid off. I don't know if you were looking for validation, but did you feel validated that everything you had done, that it finally kind of all came together in that one game?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there were a lot of doubts about the offense and even doubts about the defense with guys moving to different positions. And, I mean, everyone showcased that we're a great team and we can play with anyone, and so we're excited.
How much did the ending of the game kind of leave a sour taste, just in the sense that you guys played well, held them to 10, and then they put together a couple of TD drives, and, you know, might have put the pressure on you again if the offense had to take care of business?
Yeah, you're not lying. That we put the blame on ourselves as a defense. I mean, we gave up too many penalties, and they gained a lot of free yards because of that. And so we believe that if they hadn't gotten any of those penalties, they wouldn't have scored 24 points. I mean, we were doing a great job. I mean, it sucks because DBs are on an island out there, and one mistake can cost them. And they did a great job of recovering. We had younger guys come in and play well, and so we just got to make sure that we focus on the little details of the game and the fundamentals so that we can play like what was asked before, a perfect quarter, but play a perfect game.
You have an opponent coming in this week in Cal that has a very solid defense themselves. When you're facing another good defensive team, how much of emphasis does it put on you guys staying sound on defense and avoiding those mistakes and penalties?
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a team game. I mean, we know that Cal is a great team, and if they have a great defense, we have a great offense. So we know that's going to be a battle. They're going to win some, and our offense will win some. And we know that just for us, we need to handle our side of the ball. Just watching some of their film already, they're very explosive. They have a great quarterback who can get the ball anywhere, and so we just need to make sure that we stay assignment sound and play our game and just stay relaxed, especially when we're playing at our home stadium for the first time this year. Let's play relaxed, let's play our game, and it'll be a good time.
The offense was able to string some really long drives. What does that do for defense when they're off the field that long?
Yeah, it allows us to relax for a little bit. I mean, we were even talking about it as a defense. It was great to see the offense continue to get first downs and keep the ball moving. When that happens, that allows us to get rest. I mean, some guys, they needed to fix certain things with their equipment or even just needed to get certain treatment before they got back out onto the field. And so we're really thankful that they were able to do their thing and we were able to come out with full energy right after and play our game.
There's always excitement for home openers. What are you expecting from this one coming off such an emotional and an exciting win in the first week?
Yeah, I don't know. We expect just when we actually went over to the freshman orientation, and those guys are excited, and what we're expecting is to see that same excitement from the rest of the crowds. I mean, there's been a lot of doubt on this team, and we've proven that we can play. I mean, you go against a Heisman candidate, there's doubt if we can even contain them, but our defense did a good job, and so we expect a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and just for 65,000 people there to be cheering us on. So,
in that light, how important is it to play well and just keep that, you call it energy, going?
It's extremely important. The important thing is to make sure that we do our job in those kind of moments. I mean, it's a big game, and so some guys may tense up a bit, some guys may get nervous, but understand that we're playing with our brothers, we're playing for each other, and we're playing at home, and we'll be relaxed and play our game.
What are the challenges? Cal's not named a starter, or even if they do, they may play multiple. They played 3 last week. What are the challenge with preparing for that when there's that much unknown at their quarterback position and they all come with different skill sets?
It's tough. I mean, watching Arizona's film, just preparing up to that week, we saw that Kalani was the starting quarterback and that their second-string quarterback was almost just as good. I mean, he could get the ball anywhere. He could run as well. And then preparing for the running backs, they had 4 running backs in their spring scrimmage that we were kind of anticipating to play. And so when you kind of don't know who's the starter, you kind of have to prepare for every little thing. And so what we just need to do is make sure that we can do our assignment as asked by our coaches, and then we'll be okay.
9 different players on the defensive side of the ball had career highs in either tackles or pass breakups against Arizona. What does that say about just the progression that the defense has made from last year to this point this year?
First thing I think it says is that there's a lot more confidence in being in the locker room and just preparing up to the season. That's something that the coaches have kind of instilled in us, is to believe in ourselves. And so you saw that confidence at an all-time high because you had freshmen playing, and they're competing against guys that are juniors, seniors, and they've been playing this game for a while, and these freshmen are coming in and running right with them. And so what we're seeing is that these guys are not only focusing on their craft, but their self-belief is increasing. And so when that happens, then you don't worry about anything anymore. You just trust your talent, you trust your technique, and you go and make plays, and that's what we saw Saturday.
Was it by design for Adam and Rhett to get snaps behind you, and will that be something that continues moving forward?
Oh yeah, for sure. Coach Lamb says that he wants everyone to be healthy. He wants everyone to play fast, and I mean, that's the name of the game. If you can play fast, then you'll make plays. And so he wants the starters to get rest. so that the other guys can come in and then give you some rest. And then, I don't know, everyone's going to contribute just because there's no drop-off. There's no drop-off. There's guys that can come in and play right away. And so we saw that with our D-line. I mean, talking with Zach Dahl, he came in and made some plays. Bracken Hope Backer was making plays. And so there's no drop-off this year, and we're just going to continue to get rolling.
How much trust is there between the players and coaches as far as input-wise? How much do they look to you guys to help determine what you're going to do on the field?
For sure. That's one thing that Coach Lamb kind of emphasizes with the linebackers is when you see something that we haven't gone over, make sure that you report it to the sideline, because if adjustments need to be made, we need to make those adjustments. I mean, we saw that in the second quarter they started to do some things, so the coaches tried to adjust the game plan in the third quarter, and I mean, we played phenomenally well. And so just making sure that we understand what's going on the field and that the coaches are on that same page, that's going to allow both of us to play as one.
Did Sione and I think it was Chris Wilcox get after each other for stealing?
Yeah, they were for sure upset about it. But hey, Chris has got to be a ball hawk, and so does Sione. So it's tough when two guys are going up for the ball at the same time.
How impressive was it to see Sione running with wide receivers down the field?
That's one thing I told Sione. I mean, he's one of the fastest linebackers in the country, and so he can run with anyone. When they moved J.J. Taylor out to that receiver position, I said, let's switch, and you saw Sione step for step with him. And so that's one thing that allows us to be very versatile, is that both of our outside backers can run with anyone in the country. I mean, Zane is moving down from a safety position, so you already know his talent. But a lot of people underestimate Sione just because he played defensive end last year, but they don't understand that the kid moves really well.
Is that kind of part of the sort of multiple defenses you guys are playing, with linebackers dropping back into coverage so often and then almost on the same play able to also go ahead and rush the pass?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then you even see our defensive linemen in coverage just because they can move that well and get into certain zones. I mean, Corbin Kafusi, he covers a lot of area with just how long he is. And then when his brother Devin is in, he can do the same thing. And the thing is that these defensive linemen were running with the linebackers and running backs this year, and so you see that they are just as fast as some of those running backs. So.
They had some third down conversion success, particularly early on in the game, got some third and longs. What's the keys in those moments to get off the field a little quicker?
Yeah, third and long, you hope to get off the field just because you want the offense to get the ball back. But the key to that, you just saw Khalil Tate was just doing his thing. He was getting out of the pocket and just trying to make a play downfield. We just got to make sure that we do a better job of holding on to our guy, and those kind of things won't happen on third and long. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Butch.
Thank you.
Here's Moroni.
How's it going, everybody?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Notorious MLB.
Notorious. I don't know about that.
How many times have you been asked about the leap?
Just a few.
And we'll ask about it. What was that moment like?
It was good. It was a good moment. I didn't really expect to do that. Just kind of came out, but it was fun. Those are moments that are fun that you remember.
Who did it better, do you think, you or Taysom? Everyone remembers the Taysom leap.
Taysom always does everything better.
What was it like just to be back out playing again after almost 2 years?
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years. I'm just grateful, honestly. Just humbled and grateful. It's been a long journey. It was the 2016 season that I last played, and I mean, there's been so many ups and downs, and I've had a lot of these questions before, kind of how was it getting back, but honestly, I'm just grateful. Heavenly Father, teammates, staff, training staff. It's just not just me, but the whole team's worked so hard, and so I'm just happy to be back out here.
What's it like being part of a tight end, wide receiver, running back group when the ball is being spread around like it was? 11 guys were targeted, 10 different guys had receptions. What's it like being part of that group when the ball's going all over the place?
I mean, it's great. It's great for each individual because it's hard for anyone to key on you. When you have an offense so balanced and there's so many weapons, it only makes opportunities for you greater. So I love it. I really, really do love it.
Everybody was curious how quickly the offense could get going, and I know you guys were asked a lot about that. Were you at all surprised at how quickly, especially in that third quarter, how things were clicking so quick?
I I like how you said curious, because like I feel like a lot of people were doubting, and honestly, on our side of the ball, the offense, we weren't doubting. I mean, you could tell going into the game, we had that confidence that we knew we were prepared, and so I honestly don't think we were surprised. I think we were happy about the result, and there was a lot we can improve, but I think that we knew and trusted the system enough that we knew what we could do.
One offensive stat that really jumped out from the Arizona game is in the red zone, you guys went 3 for 3 in getting touchdowns. Last year, the offense converted touchdowns in the red zone 44.7% of the time. In your opinion, what's the biggest reason for that leap in efficiency?
I think it's the credit to the discipline that they've been harking on us all this offseason. Is every single play, do your 111, and don't lose the game. I mean, don't lose the game for ourselves. Just do our job, don't make those mental mistakes, and when we're in the right place at the right time, we score touchdowns. And so it's just that consistency of doing our 111, each guy focusing on their job.
You now will face another fast, athletic defense. How do you keep that offense moving forward heading into game 2?
I think the same thing, just the consistency. It's really credit to our coaches. I mean, it's pedal to the metal the whole time. It's always improving. They continually increase the level of expectation for us, and with the kind of guys we have on the offense, we're able to rise up to that. And so I think that's the key, is just keep working, keep grinding. We're not there yet.
What will it mean to you to be back at LaVell Edwards Stadium playing a game?
It's gonna mean everything, man. It's been a while. Just same thing. I'm just humbled. I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And you know, guys, we think we're invincible. You know, you think, especially these young guys, you think you're invincible, and then when it's gone, it changes everything so fast. So I just kind of have that humble mindset this whole time, and I just want to get everything I can out of it.
How much trust do you feel like the coaching staff has on you guys to help with the decision-making process, to help mold what's actually going to be run during the game?
I think they're kind of like, we don't determine what will happen. I think they trust in the sense of they expect a lot of us. So when they ask us to know so many different things and so many different reads, they trust us with that. And they really are asking a lot of us, but like I said, these guys, man, they rise to that standard and perform.
From your initial study on Cal's defense, what are some of your thoughts on those guys?
I haven't been able to study in too much, honestly, yet. Getting done with Arizona, but like you said, we know they're fast, they're athletic, they always are, and so we got to be disciplined and be in the right place, right time. Just know our jobs.
How much did coaching staff talk about how physical this fall camp was for you guys? How much did that play into you guys and the offensive line being as dominant as you were in game 1, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it was one of our goals, honestly, as an offense, is to kind of establish that physical dominance and make our presence known. And oh man, so much credit to Coach Pugh and Grimes and that O-line and Squally and Zach and running hard. I mean, it's just cool to see that smash mouth football, you know, and moving the chains when we want to move the chains. So it's fun to see.
There were a lot of jet sweeps with this offense too. Is the jet sweep here to stay at BYU?
I think so. I'm trying to get a jet sweep, man. Too slow for that now. They don't want me running the ball. They tell Lev every time. No, but I think it's here to stay. I think it's working. I think it keeps them off balance, and it helps our running backs out a lot and our own line.
How did your boy Leva do? How do you rate his performance?
Leva's an athlete. I was here when he was a freshman, and it's cool to see him grow. He's grown a lot. He's gotten bigger, faster, stronger, and it's always a joke with the guys, like, how does he run full speed that many times every day in practice? Like, everybody sees what's under the lights and when he's running the ball, but if you guys were to see the preparation that him, and not only him, but all the receivers and all the players put in, it's 100% every time, so many reps in practice, long practices. It's impressive, man, and a lot of credit to him.
What's it like watching those long balls that were that close to being touchdowns and just barely missed for whatever reason? What's it like when you watch those on film and you guys are seeing those moments, those opportunities that just barely got away with? What's that like?
Honestly, it's exciting because it's so early still. It's our first game. And so we know that all those balls we can complete, and then we can get that much better. And we complete those, it's a totally different game. And it's one of our goals. We'll make those 50-50 balls, but in our minds, it's our ball. And so.
Like you, Tanner's had a lot of ups and downs in his career. How satisfying was it to see him have success?
It's great, man. And I think I find more joy in finding my teammates pumped and excited and kind of reaching that same adversity that he went through. And we kind of, I mean, I feel that. I resonate with him and the things he's gone through, and same with him to me, and I'm just happy for him.
Along those same lines, as players, when you see your head coach get as excited as Coach Sitake was when the clock hit 0, what does that do for you guys?
For me, I don't know. I can speak for me personally. For me, it makes me feel like he really cares, and that's genuine, man. You can't fake something like that. I mean, that's a love and passion you have for BYU and for this team and for the players, and so that just gives me comfort and confidence knowing that we have a coach like that in our corner. Good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Okay, here's Austin Hoyt.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
How nice was your weekend?
It was good. Yeah, got home kind of late, but no, it was good. And just was able to hang out with my 2-month-old son a lot and wife, so it was good and relaxing.
How satisfying was it to be part of that performance and be able to accomplish what you and your unit were able to accomplish?
It was great. I think we've just put a lot of work in the off season, a lot of meetings, a lot of film, a lot of just repetitions of trying to get everything right, whether it's scheme and technique wise, and to be able to see that all come together this last Saturday night was a lot of fun for us. So I think it was just a great night, and we're hoping to just keep getting better from here.
You guys just overpowered them. I mean, you were just physically dominating them. Where's that priority-wise to just make sure that you are more physical than the opposition?
Well, that was our number one key to this game, was just physically dominate at every position, and that's something that Coach Pugh talks about every single day. Is just the importance of going out and just being physical and violent and just manhandling people. So I think that was just something we thought about going into the game, and glad we were able to do that to a good level.
Coach just talked about how much you ramped up the intensity and the live reps during fall camp. How much did that play into what you guys did Saturday night?
I think it was great because honestly at some points I could remember times during fall camp when I was more tired than the actual game. And I think a lot of that was just due to the physicality and the intensity of our practices, that when we got to the game we were able to play at a high physical level because we'd taken so many reps of that throughout all fall camp.
Did you guys have a little bit of a chip on your shoulder on the offensive line before the game to go out and really prove yourselves a little more?
I don't know if we had a huge chip. I think we were just excited to go out, and honestly, I was just excited to go block someone else rather than Corbin and Trajan and those guys. So it was nice just to block other people.
They just scored a couple of touchdowns. There was enough time for them to make a comeback. And I imagine you guys were pretty clear it was going to be on your shoulders to be able to, run the clock out during that final possession. What did you say to the boys? What was the mentality just as you guys got ready to take the field to have the chance to put the game away?
I think we all knew that it was going to be on us, and something that Coach Grimes said right before is during practice, we've practiced that position where there's 3 to 4 minutes left on the clock. We need to just run the ball consistently, keep the clock going. And just the mindset was we've done this in practice multiple times and we can go out and just be successful in it now. So
on the flip side, how was it to achieve it like you wanted to achieve it?
It was great. It was just a great relief. I think Squally running the ball, he did an incredible job, and we just ran plays that were going to help us be successful, and it was great to be able to get to a point where we realized, we don't have to run another play, like we made it.
BYU was one of 30 teams that did not give up a sack in their opening game. And That's got to be a point of pride for you guys, especially with all the quarterback injuries that you had last year.
Yeah. No, I think that was something that I think we did a good job communicating what the front was, what our calls were going to be. That's something that Coach Pugh stressed before the game. And, of course, there's things we got to clean up technique-wise, but I feel like assignment-wise we did pretty well with our protection.
You only had one personal illegal procedure, I think it was you.
I had one false start, yeah. I didn't make eye contact with Grimes as I came off the field.
Well, I didn't want to point that out. I want to do it positively.
Yeah.
But how important is that, and how were you guys able to achieve that discipline? You usually see a lot of false starts the first game.
Yeah, that's something that has been just focused on throughout all of fall camp. I mean, if we have any false starts, we do up-downs after practice. False starts, illegal procedures, balls on the ground. We pay for those things. So our Coach Grimes has put a really good emphasis on cutting out a lot of those mistakes. And we had a couple false starts, like one illegal formation. But I feel like for the most part we did, which is we're just going to keep improving from here of cutting out those little mistakes.
Maybe it's too early in the week, but what do you know about the defensive front of the Bears at this point?
I don't know a ton. I think we'll dig into them a lot today. I just know their defense in general, they had a good defensive game against North Carolina, and they're just watching them on the TV screen. They seemed just fast and moved around really well. So I'm excited to dig into them today and just see what they're like. So
what were your thoughts on MB and Christensen's performance their first game at this level?
They did good. Yeah, and I thought James did a good job kind of controlling the tempo, making sure the calls were right, and then Brady had a good game. I thought he was physical in the run game, and then his pass protection was good as well.
Kalani ended up giving you guys the game ball. With that said, who ended up being the highest graded lineman out of you guys?
I'm not sure. I think we'll find out this afternoon. So, yeah, because usually they have some type of system where they grade each of us and everything.
How many up downs is a false start?
5.
Okay, so each yard is an up down then?
Yeah,
How
Yeah,
many-
so we had one practice, we did many. so that's when we first put in silent cadence, we had many that day.
For the offensive line, you guys, I guess a lot of people looked at you graduated 3 guys in the center of that offensive line
Mhm.
last year. Tristan, James, and then you guys, Thomas moving down inside. How do you feel like you guys performed as a 5-man unit for just your first game officially together?
I thought altogether, I thought we had a good game. I think we felt like we were very solid in a lot of things, but watching the film, I think there's just a lot of things we can keep improving. But I feel like for our first game, we did a good job together. But we have lots to work on this week. I have lots to work on this week.
So Jeff Grimes said on his show earlier today that there was a 3rd and short or something like that, and he asked Squally what play would you be most comfortable running, and Squally told him, and then you guys ran that play and got the first down. What's it like having coaches that involve you in that type of process or involve the team and get you having that type of input, or at least that valuing what you guys see?
I think it's great. I think it just encourages us to bring forward ideas we may have or things we may see on film. I mean, example earlier this week, Moroni found a defensive tendency of one of their players, and the coaches let him share it in front of the whole team, and it helped multiple position groups, whether it was tight ends, offensive line, and so I think they're very open to what the players have, to like their observations and what they think, which I think is great just for us being the most effective we can be.
What are you telling the linemen that played really well on the road? What it's like playing at home at LES?
I think they'll just be excited to be able to see the home crowd. I think it'll be loud for Cal as they try to run their offense and everything. I'm just excited to be able to play back here and everything. So it'll be fun.
Grimes always has a sense of urgency, and he almost seems like a guy that's tough to please at times. Was there any point in this weekend where he was pleased with your guys' performance, kind of showed that to you guys?
I think a lot of our pregame preparation, him and Coach Pugh and the other offensive coaches just talked to us about how pleased they've been with our week of preparation. about all our work in the off season, all our work in spring ball, and they just kept telling us over and over, like, you guys are ready for this, like, this is your night. So I thought that was great, just to instill that confidence in us.
A lot of times you guys seem to be maybe overlooked or don't get the same accolades as some of the skilled guys, but Thomas came out after the game to talk to us, and here you are today. How nice is it to have your boys being recognized for the work you're doing?
It's good, yeah. I mean, we never try to seek it out. So I always joke that the only time I ever get shown on TV is if I do a mistake. So, but no, I think for us, we're not about the glory or the TV time media. We're just about going out there and doing our job. So,
Ronnie just mentioned to us that it felt like there was a lot of doubt around the program. Does it almost feel like getting that win? It's a pretty solid team. It kind of erases that doubt now, and you guys have a clean slate moving forward.
Yeah, no, I think Schoaf described it after the game that I think a lot of us just felt a lot of relief after the game, just knowing that last year's in the past, that this is a new team going forward, and that we're just excited to keep things going.
Anything else?
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.